Hello, welcome. It has been a long time, you all. I am pregnant. Wait, but I mean that, like you knew that. And I'm pregnant with twins. Oh yeah, you knew that too. I'm pregnant with twin girls. You knew that too. Anyways, here I am, pregnant with twin girls. Just as a recap, hello, I'm Sarah Collins. I am a career coach. I have a son who is 16 months old, and I'm pregnant currently with twin girls, 28 weeks as of yesterday. Now, when I tell everyone that I'm pregnant with twin girls, and I have a son at home who is 16 months old, everyone goes, which makes you feel like superbly confident in your abilities, I'll tell you that much. Anyways, today I wanted to come on and give you all an update about my pregnancy, because the last time I talked to you, I was not very pregnant. So this time, I wanted to talk to you and tell you a little bit about how I've been, how far we've come, and what the plan is for when these little Twinkies arrive. How have I been feeling? In the beginning of my pregnancy, and I made some videos about this, I was feeling really sick. That is actually one of the way that the ultrasound tech told us that we were having twins, is I was so sick. She was like, oh, it's probably because it's two. However, luckily, thank the Lord, probably about 14, 15 weeks, I started feeling a lot better. So as I was in my second trimester, I had a lot of energy. I was feeling really just more excited, more confident. I was, thinking about, oh my gosh, we're going to have twin girls. This is such a miracle, such a blessing. And I was really getting excited. As the pregnancy has progressed, I would say that I am still super excited. The excitement factor has finally caught on. So if you are pregnant with twins and you've just found out recently and you're freaking out, I want you to know it's totally normal. I was freaking out and feeling very guilty about freaking out, and then feeling I was freaking out and feeling really guilty about freaking out, but a lot of twin mamas reached out to me and said that's normal, and so it got better. I got better. I started getting more excited. Now that we are at 28 weeks, I would say that I'm equally excited for the twins as I am freaking out again, because they're going to be here. Hopefully they stay cooking for a long time, but they're going to be here pretty soon. So that's a thing. I have officially gained about 35 pounds so far in this pregnancy, which is about 10 pounds more than I gained when I was pregnant with Henry. But that is good and on track. I'm reading this book. I'll put it here, Twins, Triplets, and Quadruplets, and it's a great book written by multiple doctors who want to educate women about what they can do for themselves. A lot of twin books out there talk about what to do with the twins. This book is what to do for yourself when you are pregnant with twins or multiples. And I have been trying to follow the guidelines of this book for weight gain, and I'm pretty much on track for twins of gaining about 35 pounds by 28 weeks. So that was my goal, and I feel like I have successfully hit it. I never in my life thought I would be super excited about gaining 35 pounds, you guys. What? But I am excited because the more I weigh, the more the babies weigh. So yesterday we went to the doctor and found out that the babies weigh 2.8 pounds and 2.11 pounds, which is pretty good, on track for one another, and they're really happy about that weight gain for 28 weeks. They also can tell that they have hair in the ultrasound, which I'm very excited about, because when Henry was born, he didn't have any hair. And so to have babies, I mean, he had a little hair, but pretty much he was bald. So to have little girls who already have hair showing up in the ultrasound is, I don't know, pretty exciting, I guess. It's the little things that matter. We have been seeing a high-risk OB for this pregnancy. The reason is my normal OB really thought, you know, with my son came 6 weeks early, and no one knows why. I was doing a workout on the Peloton, and my beloved Peloton, and I was finishing up, and I felt something, and I thought, oh, what is that? And I'm like, did I pee my pants? Is something going on here? I went upstairs, I took a shower, I was getting ready for work. It was a Friday, and after I get out of the shower, I'm like, this is still kind of leaking. So I wake my husband up, and he's, of course, like, Sarah, you probably just peed your pants. And I'm like, okay, but I just feel like it's something else. And we called the doctor, and they were like, if it keeps happening, then, you know, go to the hospital. And it did keep happening. My water had actually broken. I did not pee my pants. And so that no one knows why. They tested for infection. It just is an anomaly. Henry just came 6 weeks early. So because he came 6 weeks early, that's history of early labor. And because it's twins who are often known for coming early, my regular OB wanted me to see a high-risk OB. So here in Lincoln, we've been seeing Dr. Byers, and it's been great. He has been monitoring me with regular ultrasounds, just checking the length of my cervix, make sure there's no pre-labor signs, and there haven't been. Everything has looked good. I was going in there about every 2 weeks for a while for him to check. I went yesterday at 28 weeks, and the time before that was 24. Went to the high-risk doctor, and I had a great experience with Dr. Byers. But now that we're at 28 weeks, we shouldn't have to go back. So hooray. We will just have to continue seeing my regular OB every 2 weeks, which is pretty normal for a twin pregnancy. So here's hoping everything goes well. I think my husband and I have a really positive outlook on what's going to happen because our son was born early. We did spend almost 3 weeks in the NICU, so we know that routine. We know what happens. We really trust. We deliver at Bryan Hospital in Lincoln. We really trust the nurses there. The NICU nurses were amazing. So if we have to go back with the twins, we are confident in the care that they will receive, and we just know that we will have to figure out logistics of having a 16-month-old, or I mean, hopefully he's not 16 months when they come, because that would be like now, but we'll have a 18-month-old, 19-month-old, hopefully, when they arrive. So just balancing having 3 children will be the hardest part, but we're confident that we can do it. And we're so lucky to have help. So Corey's family is in town, which is extremely helpful. If you have children at all, you know having family in town is a huge, huge blessing. My dad is in Northeast Nebraska and will take time to come and spend with us. And then my mom, who lives in Washington State, is actually going to come out for almost 2 weeks in August once we know that the twins are going to be here and stay with us to help us. So that's so stress relieving to know that we have so much help. We also have hired a nanny part-time for when the twins arrive. So everyone that I've talked to, and there's this huge, beautiful community of twin mamas out in the world who I've been so fortunate to connect with through this process, through social media. Social media gets such a bad rap, you guys, but I am telling you, it can be, if you use it the right way, such a wonderful tool and resource for you. Anyways, so I've connected to so many twin mamas just in the community and via social media, and basically everyone was like, you need help. You have to get help. And so at first I was pretty hesitant of like, no, I don't want help. But my husband really pushed me toward it. So we have a daycare provider right now that we send our son to about part-time 2 days a week. And so he will continue to go to that daycare because he loves his nanny there, and he loves all the kids he gets to play with, and it's great social interaction for him. And because he's going to have so many changes, we want to keep some consistency flexibility to his schedule. So he will continue to go to his daycare, and then on the days that he is home with me, we have a gal who's going to come in who's also a twin mama. Her twin boys are a little bit older. She actually saw one of my YouTube videos and reached out to me about working for us and helping us. So again, social media, thank you. And so we have hired her to start in September, and she'll be here part-time, about 15 hours a week, helping me mostly with the twins and Henry, since he'll be so little, and I don't even know what that's going to look like, but I'm just happy to have some help. And you know, what I really think is, I'm the type of person who thrives on being busy. I don't know if any of you are like this, but if I have nothing to do, I accomplish nothing. But if I have a long to-do list, I just can get, bam, productive. I'm like, productivity, here we go. And so working in career services has always really worked for me, because you're super busy if you know anything about that field, and you have so many appointments and meetings and just things to get done, that I feel like that's why I've been successful in that field, because I just have the ability to balance a lot. But sometimes as a mom and being here, you know, if I have days where we don't have anything on our agenda, I seem to get nothing done. So I'm excited to see what 3 kids looks like and how I can step up my mom game. And everyone who has 3 kids is probably thinking I'm a lunatic. or more than 3 kids. Oh my gosh. I feel like 3 kids is a million kids, when really it's totally not. It's insane. Another thing that I've been doing is I've been going to see a chiropractor. This is something else a lot of twin mamas had recommended that I do, just to help my body. And so here in Lincoln, I've been going to Thrive, and they are wonderful. Dr. Brittany and Dr. Molly, they really specialize in prenatal care, and so they have been just really helpful in making me feel great, and then hopefully getting my body set up so when we do go into delivery, I plan on having a vaginal birth. With Henry, I was able to deliver vaginally. I did have an epidural, because I am not a saint. To all the mamas who do it naturally, bless your heart. I did make it to 9.5 centimeters without the epidural, not on purpose, totally on accident. I just progressed very fast at the end, so I was all like, I'm fine, I'm good, my pain level's a 4, it's fine. And then all of a sudden I was like, oh my god, it's terrible. So I had the epidural and then basically went into active labor. Which I just found out from someone. They said that the active labor part is actually less painful than the contractions leading up to it. So I'm a little bummed. Not that I like had this desire to do a natural birth. If you do, like, seriously, bless you. But I was like, I have no desire to do that. But of course I would have loved to be able to be like, I had a natural birth. I feel like that's a huge rite of passage, that if I would have accidentally done it, it would have been kind of exciting. But again, I plan on having vaginal birth with both of these twins, and I plan on having an epidural. That's just my birth plan. I actually have no birth plan beyond that, because my plan is to remain healthy and alive, and for my babies to come out healthy and alive. And I will do whatever the doctors recommend in the case to make sure the babies are healthy and alive, and I trust them. So that's my birth plan. Whoa. Earthquake. I plan on listening to some Jack Johnson music. Really love some Jack Johnson. Like, feeds my soul, get some like cool beach vibes going in the room, some dim lights. That's really it though. Just going in there with that plan. What else? So since being pregnant, I have really suspended a lot of my workouts. If you follow me on social media, you totally should. You'll know that I have a Peloton and I am obsessed with it. However, I was using the Peloton in the beginning of my pregnancy when I felt up to it, and then I got in my head about it. So I know that it's totally good and recommended for twin mamas or any pregnant women to work out and stay fit. However, the Peloton, when you cycle, it burns so many calories, and I have been trying to take in so many calories, which I cannot believe I'm even remotely complaining about this, because I have wanted this my whole life, to be able to eat a bunch, but it is a lot harder than you think it is. And so I have been trying to take in calories, and I was just feeling like I was burning so many calories when I would do the workouts on the Peloton that I stopped. And the other thing is, honestly, it's just this like unnecessary fear in my mind, because when I think about with my first pregnancy, how I was doing a workout, it wasn't even a cycling workout, it was one of the floor workouts that Peloton offers. I was just doing like squats, like unweighted squats and lunges. And the doctors swear that that is not what caused my water to break. But it's really hard to get that out of your mind. And because I have twins, I have just been like, I do not want them to come early. I want them to stay as safe and healthy inside of my body for as long as possible. So every time I would think about doing a workout, I would just get really nervous. And I know it's irrational, but I was just like, it's just not worth it for me right now. As much as I love fitness and I love my Peloton, I just wasn't, just couldn't do it. And I know it's totally irrational, and people are like, oh, you should totally do it. I just like mentally couldn't do it. And so I just haven't been. I have been doing a lot of walks, and, you know, I'm constantly moving because I have a toddler now who walks. And so I feel like I've been fairly active. I know really I should probably be doing more, but I'm trying to give myself some grace and be kind to myself through this process, because I only get to do this pregnancy one time, and I want to just do it in a way that I am proud of. And normally with my first pregnancy, I worked out the whole time, and I was really proud of that. And this time I just feel better not doing it. So it's been kind of a bummer, because I really miss that active lifestyle. I miss my Peloton community. But for me right now, it's just been not a part of my plan. Okay. Another thing I just wanted to touch base on is, since I have been pregnant with the twins, I have developed perioral dermatitis. What is that? It's the worst flipping thing that you can do. No, it's not the worst. There's way worse things. But essentially, this happened, I think it happened when I was pregnant with Henry, where I got some like dry skin on my chin, some like breakouts, but it wasn't super bad. However, with the twins, if you follow me on Instagram, I've been talking about it a lot more. I had a red patch here that had zits on it, and then it would get itchy, and I didn't know what it was. And I went to the dermatologist, and they said it was perioral dermatitis, which essentially just means around, peri means around, oral, your mouth, dermatitis, a skin condition. So it's like a skin condition around your mouth. But it causes little zits. They're actually not zits, but they look like zits to form around your mouth, and they get red, and they get itchy, and they can dry out. And so I got a prescription Finacea from my dermatologist, which I can't have all of the, they usually give you a prescription. I can't use that because I'm pregnant, so I can't use as aggressive of measures to take care of it. But it definitely spread. It started just here on my face. I have makeup on now, so hopefully you can't see it. But it started just here, and then it spread over here. And that's when I went to the dermatologist, is when it started coming over here. And it got worse after I started using the Finacea, and it came up here a little bit and under my nose. But at first I didn't think the Finacea was working, because it seemed to be getting worse. But then eventually I joined some Facebook groups about perioral dermatitis, which were really helpful to just see what other people had been through, ask some questions. And I learned that it started when it was drying out is when it was healing, because it gets really dry and flaky. So at that point, I stopped using the Finacea, and I just left it alone and just washed it with water and didn't really do anything to it. And then eventually I started using a very mild moisturizer on it and started getting better. Now it pretty much is better. I will notice when I wear makeup, like today, it will kind of flare up again when I in the next day or two, so I don't wear makeup a lot. because it just is so annoying. And it's just one of those things where it just is not going to go away, I don't think, all the way until hopefully I'm not pregnant anymore. It can come on from like steroid use, and of course when I first saw it, I put, you know, hydrocortisone on it, which is a steroid cream, which makes it extremely worse. But I didn't know what it was initially, and I just tried to treat it myself. So I made it worse before it could get better. So I think mine is really brought on by hormones, I'm hoping, since I noticed it when I was pregnant before. And so I'm hoping that once I'm no longer pregnant and my hormones are kind of getting back to regular, that this stupid thing goes away. But if you are experiencing it, my heart goes out to you. And I know for people who are not experiencing it, this is going to seem extreme, but it is so hard to live with and deal with because it is around your mouth. Some people even get it around their eyes. It's extremely red. It's extremely dry. It can look so gross. And because if you put anything on it, it makes it worse. Often you don't, but it can be so embarrassing to go out in public with this, like, I always say it looked like diaper rash. This like diaper rash on your face around your mouth. And so for me, the physical part of it wasn't as painful. I mean, it can be painful and itchy, but just the mental, emotional toll that it takes on you. I mean, I'm also pregnant, so that does not help anything for my mental, emotional toll. But to have that on my face, going out in public, you already feel, especially like now that I'm pregnant and you can see my belly, it's better. But before, when you're like, just feel like you're in that like fat stage where you have a belly, but people aren't sure if it's a pregnant belly, you're feeling really self-conscious and you're feeling like, oh, my clothes don't fit. I don't feel, you know, as pretty or whatever. And then your face has this like diaper rash on it. It was not a fun experience to go through, just mentally and emotionally. And so if you are experiencing this, I would tell you to join the Facebook groups about it because there's so many recommendations of things you can do beyond what your dermatologist says. And you just have to trial and error and see what works for you. And if you're experiencing it because you're pregnant like me, hold on, sister, I'm there with you. And just remember, hopefully it's temporary. Hopefully you can get it taken care of. I certainly hope I can, and I'm happy to have it not be flaring up right now and that I can cover it up with a little bit of makeup when I really want to. Okay, so with Henry, we did not decide what we were going to name him until we were at the hospital. We had 2 names picked out and we just sort of looked at him and were able to be like, okay, here's what we're going to name him. But with the twins, I wanted to do it a little bit differently. So I'm going to tell you the names of the babies. Okay, so baby girl, I don't know 1 or 2. We don't know which one we're naming what. We are going to have a Ruby Jean, and Ruby is Corey's grandma's name, and Jean is my middle name, which I just think is so cute because Corey's middle name is Eugene, and Henry's middle name is also Eugene, and so then my middle name is Jean, and Ruby's middle name will be Jean, and this is so adorable. Jean is a family name of mine as well. Many people in my family have the middle name Jean. And then the other little baby girl is going to be Grace Joanne, and we're going to call her Gracie Jo. So Grace comes from just a name that I've always liked. I always joke, I have no Grace, so I wanted to impart some on my daughter, if only by name. And then Joanne is my aunt's name. She has been a huge part of my life and just such an inspiration and like a second mom to me, and so I really wanted to honor her by having her name as part of my baby's names. Look, I'm gonna cry. Just call my YouTube channel This Chick Cries in Every Video. So those are the names of our baby girls, and we are just so excited about it. So that's it. That is all. We are 28 weeks pregnant with little twin girls, and we are so excited for them to arrive in this world. We have no idea what our lives are going to look like, but I hope to continue to share it with you. If you like this video, go ahead and like it, subscribe to my channel if you want updates. I'm hoping that, I mean, who knows, this seems crazy, but I'm hoping to do more videos about the twins as they come, because I think it's just a great way to share with the world. And when I have questions, I go to the internet, I go to the YouTubes and to the Instagrams and look for other real twin moms out there who are just sharing their experiences, because it makes me feel less alone in the world when I can see, hey, there are people like me out there. So that's all I'm trying to do here. So if you like this, go ahead and do whatever it is that you do to show that you like it. And that's it. So thank you so much for watching this video. If you have any questions, go ahead and leave them below and I'll make sure to try to get them into the next video. All right, you guys, have a great day.